This biblical concept I'm about to teach you is going to save you a lot of pain and a lot of trial. And it's the concept of patience. And what happens when we don't have patience? The Bible says that there is a way that man think is right, but it leads to death. I'm talking about when a man leads in his own way, when he stops relying on God, whether it's out of pride or ego or impatience, it's going to lead to death. Because who knows how to bring the most glory to the kingdom? It's not you, it's not me, it's not whoever else you listen to. It's ultimately God. And that's why He's placed you on this earth, to bring glory to the kingdom. So, when we don't have patience, it will lead to artificial blessing. It will lead for us trying to replicate a blessing. Think about Abraham and Sagar. God is telling Abraham that He will create him a lineage through Sarah. He doesn't believe it, so what does he do? He goes with Sagar and has Ishmael replicating a blessing, going against and acting in his own replication of the blessing that he was promised. And too many of us are doing that. I can even speak from my own life in terms of what impatience has done for me. I can tell you that impatience is a domino effect that leads again to death. Because in my own life, I work for stock. I cut boxes, I put stuff out on shelves. And I noticed that whenever I can't get the box open, I feel this impatience growing. And then it turns into annoyance, and then it turns to aggression, and then it turns to anger. And it's a domino effect. And I'm not talking about pure rage, but I'm talking about this little hint of it. And what does it do? It carries on with me throughout my day. I wake up early at 4 a.m. and I'm feeling this way when instead I should be grateful and I should be patient and I should demonstrate working for the Lord. Because when we work for the Lord on all things, we're ultimately seeing Him in everything because we're able to now see how He's working through everything. We're able to now be patient because we're patient working for Him. And we know that if we are working for Him, if we have faith in Him, that we are established. So why be impatient about what you're doing? Why be impatient about that relationship you're praying for? Why be impatient about that career you're wanting? Why be impatient about the degree you're pursuing? Why be impatient about everything if the Lord is in control of everything? And I want to tell you what patience does. Patience leads to spiritual growth. If I'm patient in the small things, not with just people, if I'm patient with opening a stockroom box, if I'm patient with reading my Bible, if I'm patient with how I eat and how I wait for food, if I'm demonstrating patience in all areas, then I start to receive spiritual growth through the renewal of my mind. My mind breaks away from the old habit of getting it right then and there because let's face it, we live in a society where dopamine hits us every 2 to 5 seconds because of all social medias. And I'll be honest, I fall into doom scrolling too. I'm trying to get better at it. But by rejecting this impatience to the regular dopamine hit that you're always getting, you start receiving a renewal of mind where you're able to have patience, have focus, and have reliance not on your mind and the chemicals it's producing with that dopamine, but through the Lord and His thoughts. For the Bible says that His thoughts are not our thoughts, and His ways aren't our ways. When I'm patient with reading the Bible, I'm able to grow more intimate with the Lord. Because now I'm reading the passages with intent. I'm reading the passages that I do not understand slower because I have demonstrated patience in all things. Because I'm being honest with you, when I first was a Christian, I would read the Bible, I'd read like 10 pages, but if you were to ask me what I had read, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'd be able to recall like some things like David killed Goliath, Samson got his hair cut, he got a fresh fade, but I wouldn't be able to tell you ultimately what I had read. And that was due to wanting to hit a goal. Impatience leads to wanting to hit a goal outside of the Lord's timing. Think about it. I'm impatient with the relationship. So the first person that you may see, you might think that they're the one for you, when in reality, they're not. You're impatient for a career. Okay, So first thing you get a job offer and it's 100K, you're going to take it like that before you even talk to God. That's the reason why I even quit my old job, because I was an assistant store manager and I realized I was losing my relationship with Christ, and I realized that I never really brought Christ into the decision that I had made. I was making up this whole plan. I was like, I'm going to get this much dough, I'm going to get this much cash, I'm going to get this, that, and boom, 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 it's all going to work out. And I never asked the Lord what he thought. I was creating, again, an artificial blessing. I was creating, again, my own path that was leading to the death of my spirit. It was regaining my flesh, but it was killing my spirit. And by having patience, it says that the Lord will bless you. And let us not be weary, and let us not faint away. The Lord is good unto them that waits for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. So what does it say? It says that the Lord looks good unto the people, is good to the people who wait for him, who are patient with him, being patient with all the Lord's creation. Be patient with that coworker. Be patient with that person that you are friends with or in a relationship with. Be in the same mindset of Christ. Because I heard a pastor say, I heard someone say, he said that you are most like Christ when you are looking at the hurt of someone else, the impatience of someone else, the trials and tribulation of someone else, the addiction of someone else, instead of your own. Because when Christ was on the cross, he didn't say, oh, I'm hurting, I need to get off this cross, help. No, he said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. Have patience to have spiritual growth, to have a renewal of mind, to be able to see the Lord in all things. Because when you lack in patience, it's going to lead to your death. It's going to lead to the death of you. And even worse, it may even have a domino effect on everyone else. The Bible even says that we are responsible for other individuals because we're ambassadors of Christ. Sometimes the only Bible someone ever reads is the Bible that you represent to them. And have patience in representing Christ. Glory to Jesus Christ.